What's going on, everybody? This is Mario Brown, and this is Coffee with Jesus. I hope you're having a great Friday. I hope things are going well for you, and you're going to have a great weekend. Yeah, that's right. I got on a Coffee with Jesus t-shirt today. You know what I'm saying? They finally came back, and I decided to rock that. Let me know if you're interested in one, all right? We can work that out. But I want to just respond to an email that I received concerning yesterday's video. And so it was a great email, and I really appreciate the young lady that sent it to me. And she wanted me to talk about the games people play and dealing with liars. And why do we continue to stay in relationships with people who play games with us? And that's a very interesting question. I mean, like that's super interesting to me, because I think we've all asked people the question, like, why you still with them, or why you stay in that kind of relationship? But see, here's the thing about it. It's an interesting question, because all of us have probably overstayed our time in bad relationships. Every one of us. And the reason why, and by the way, this was a young lady that looks at the Coffee with Jesus on a daily basis named Angie. But Angie, I want to say this to you. A lot of times we stay in stuff that long because we believe that we can make the difference in this person's life. That the reason they're like this is because they've not been with us. Because we feel like we got that magic, we got that thing, you know what I mean? That knows how to fix folk and change stuff. And if they ever get some of me, they gonna stop all that other stuff. But let me tell you something. You can't change a liar. You can't change a person who has a history of telling a bunch of lies and playing games. Those persons who have commitment issues, you don't have the power to change that. You understand what I mean? You don't have the power to change that, because this is who they are. But because we feel that we are good people, and we feel that we possess some sort of anointing, I guess, that can change a person and make them better, and if you just be patient with them. And a lot of that comes from sitting in the counsel of some ignorant folk. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of y'all are sitting in the counsel of some of the most ignorant people on the planet, because they're telling you stupid stuff like, just give it some time. Well, ain't nobody perfect. Well, everybody goes through something. And so you listen to that ignorant counsel, and you sit there and stay in that relationship until you get the hell beat out of you. And that's crazy to me. You stay in that relationship and you're dishonored. You're being fragmented. You're being torn apart, dogged out. And then somebody's telling you, well, you just need to hang in there. You got to be that ride or die kind of person. But you're getting angrier and more bitter because you don't know how to disconnect from that. And you're sitting in the company of people who are absolutely out of their mind. All right? So what you've got to do is to ask yourself, do I need to focus more on their behavior or mine? Because when you think about it, the real question is, why can't you walk away? Why don't you walk away? Why do you take that dishonor? See, I'm a person that you can tell me all day long you love me, but I'm going to look for how you honor me, because there's a difference between love and honor. Because love has become so subjective and such a word that we play with, don't know the real meaning of, don't know how to actually perform love. So you can tell me all day long, I love you, I love you, I love you. But if you dishonor me, that's the deal breaker. Not enough of you have a list of deal breakers. And the older you get, sometimes you start changing your deal breaker list. You need to stop that, because there's some things that are absolute deal breakers that you got to keep on that list. And you can't sit in the counsel of people who are just bonkers, man, out of their mind, telling you that this comes along with it. Like, for instance, everybody cheat. Everybody cheat. Well, where you get that from? Even though a lot of people do, don't get me wrong. And that's male and female. But you ain't got to stay with no cheater, because you being cheated on, dogged out, lied to in your face. What in the world would make you believe you got to stay with that? Because there's something inside of you that believes you got to tolerate that. That could be fear. That could be fear being alone, that you're getting older. You may have been counseled to believe that this goes along with relationships and you just got to take that. But you know what? For real, I would rather be by myself than to be with a hellraiser, a liar, a cheater, a dishonest person. You know what I mean? Because that puts my life in danger. And because you can't tell the truth, I ain't finna deal with you. Because that's putting my life in danger. I don't care how educated you are, how much money you make, how fine you are. If you are dishonorable, that's a deal breaker for me. And so I want to say to Angie that, you got to look within yourself now, because they've already shown you who they are. Now you've got to discover who you are and what's going on inside of you that would make you believe that you got to stay there and take that. And see, particularly, I hear people say, well, if you're in a marriage, you got to work things out. Well, Angie ain't married. That's number one. And we got folk that are married, that aren't married rather, who are acting like they are married, and you think that you got to perform like you in a marriage. Well, trust me, you don't. You don't owe nobody nothing that you ain't married to. Now, write that down. Write that down. You don't owe nobody nothing you ain't married to, because you all are trying to act like y'all are in the marriage covenant while you ain't doing nothing but dating. And there is no covenant coverage. Hear me real good. There is no covenant coverage in the dating. So stop playing like you married and trying to hold on to the covenant rules in a dating relationship. It does not apply. All right? So that's why you don't have to stay there trying to work stuff out with someone who is dishonorable. I'm not going to touch marriage today. I'm not going to touch it. But what I am saying to you folk that's dating, then you need to really get that clear in your spirit that you are not my husband or my wife. I can respect you. I can keep some rules and regulations, but the covenant thing, we ain't covered by. So, while you're trying to stay there and work through these issues of dishonor and putting your health at risk with a known cheater, a serial cheater and all that stuff, I wouldn't do it if I were you. I simply would not do it. So that's the answer to the email I got today. That's what I would say to you, Angie. I wouldn't put myself at risk trying to work through with a person who has a history that you don't really know about, because you really don't know where they came from, what they've been involved in, what the history is, and how you gonna come out of this, because this person may have a history that dictates this behavior. So go on with your life. You're gonna be all right. You all right? So listen, guys, have a great weekend. I know y'all like this t-shirt. This is the bomb t-shirt. So I appreciate it. We're going to talk some more about these t-shirts. If you want one, hit me up and let me know. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back together on Monday. Lord willing, have a great one.